All right. Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. All you fabulous women helping women entrepreneurs. I really appreciate you showing up. I am Patty Tolar. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to take a few minutes and introduce myself. Promise not to take a lot of time. Then I'm going to talk about the two aspects that are so important to be successful in sales. And one is you've got to raise your vibration so you are connecting and attracting your ideal clients and being able to close them. The other piece is the skill set, the mechanics, whatever word you want to use it. Most of us are not natural born salespeople, so we need to learn some skills, just like we do with anything else that's new to us. So those two aspects, I'm going to talk about both of them today. And when I talk about the mechanics, I've been talking a lot about the questions that close a sale. So we're going to talk some more about that and give you some more samples. If you want to write down or put in the chat or whatever, comment box, what do we call it? I would love for you to write down what type of business you have, and if you are a coach, what type of coach are you? Because the coaching world is limitless, right? So we have business coaches, sales coaches, mindset coaches, spiritual coaches, life coaches, whatever it is. I'd like to know what you coach about if you're a coach. And if you have another kind of business, let me know. I have a vast background of experience, so I can help a lot of people that have what I call mainstream or hard businesses. But I feel like probably the majority of you are in the coaching industry. But let me know. I'd really like to know, because I can create questions for you, examples as we go into that place around what type of business you're in. So welcome. I am Patty Tolar. As I said, I live in Big Sky Country, Montana, very rural, and I have a totally outside the box background. I started, let me put my, put me on Do Not Disturb here so you don't have noises going on. I apologize. Where was I? Oh, okay. Outside the box, started off as a horse breeder, and that was my first venture into becoming an entrepreneur. And it just got really tough, the whole industry did, for a while. So I felt like I needed to go out and do something. I had a husband, a 1-year-old daughter, and a barn full of horses to feed. So I ventured out into the sales world. Obviously, my background, a resume of being a horse breeder was, even though I was quite successful, was not particularly enticing people to hire me. So I became a real estate agent, was very good at that, did that for several years. But there again, it was a crazy market at the time. Interest rates were 10%, believe it or not. And we lived in a rural area. So I wanted to create something that had consistent income, higher income, and really, I had a young daughter, a horse farm, and a husband to take care of. And real estate can get pretty wacky in the hours. So I wanted something with regular hours. So I ventured out into the world of business-to-business sales. And when I first applied, they made me take a personality test, and I flunked it. Basically, I had 2 different businesses tell me that I didn't have the right personality. But I've never been one to take no for an answer. And I got on there and was able, in spite of not having the right personality, I sold the sales manager and hiring me in the one position I really wanted. And then I got the job, and I'm like, I got a lot to learn. I mean, I've really got to learn how to do this. And so that led me into the world of personal development, leading me into what I do now, because it just opened up the world for me. I was very introverted. I'm a little country girl, a horse breeder, for God's sakes, and no college education. I probably have a college education worth of classes I've taken over the years, but don't have the piece of paper. And so, long story short, I worked really hard. I got hooked on personal development, and I became their top salesperson. In a few years, I was outselling all the guys. I was the only gal on the sales force, and I did it without changing me at the core of who I am or trying to become somebody I wasn't. Like I said, I'm an introverted. So I found what I was really good at, which was connecting to people on the heart-to-heart level. And I created an amazing group of customers. They stayed with me for years until I left there and moved to Montana. And I was selling over $1 million a year. Company had never had a $1 million salesperson. So what I'm telling you about this, I'm not bragging. I want you to know you could. Honest to God, if I can learn to sell, be not only good at it, but love it, enjoy it, using my ability to create heart-to-heart, heart-centered conversations to grow $1 million worth of clients, you can too. And I want that for you because I want you to grow your business. You're here to make an impact in the world. And you can't do that until you sell something. You can't sell your products, your services, make your impact until you sell someone. So that's what I'm here about. So I told you I was going to talk a little bit first about something different today. Well, it looks like we've got a lot more people coming on. I'm excited. And I wish I could interact with you folks because I like doing that more. That's the only thing I don't like about Facebook Live is I feel like I'm talking to myself. I am going to check. Kentucky here. Elizabeth, thank you. Welcome, welcome. I believe Elizabeth DM'd me earlier trying to figure out how to get on here. Elizabeth, what is your business? I'd love to know a little bit more about it as I talk. So I'm going to talk first about the two pillars that you absolutely have to be successful in sales. Because you can't do sleaze, you can't do manipulation, you know, and you're probably not going to be very good at having a canned script, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to sell from the heart with a template so you have an overview, you know where you're going and what you're doing and where you're leading people. But the first step is you've got to believe, you've got to get your vibration up to where you will attract and sell the people that you're here to service. That's all there is about it. And that takes work, honestly. Most of us, you're not a salesperson, and what I find with almost all of my clients is they have a distaste for sales. They aren't comfortable selling. That's why they come to me, right, ladies? And they don't know what to say or how to say it. But even beyond that, there are limiting beliefs and old stories that are rattling around in their subconscious mind that are dictating how they're feeling and responding when it's time for them to have a sales conversation or presentation. So to raise your vibration, so you're open to receiving the abundance that your prospects want to pay you, you've got to work on that. And sometimes I incorrectly often refer to it as mindset because it's so much more than mindset. It's actually your whole vibration. It's putting you into the vibration of manifestation so then you can grow your business and grow it well and rapidly, serving your ideal clients. So how do you do that? Okay, so the first step really is you have to bring into consciousness the old stories and limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And it really helps if you have some idea of what they are. I've worked with clients that had an experience as a young child, and by the way, I am a clinical hypnotherapist as well as a high-performance salesperson. I'm a life coach and certified as an equine assistant coach. Forgot that. So I have just all this information where I can help my clients with their mind, their body-mind connection and clear and transform so that they can become this superstar salesperson. So the first step really in that is actually really acknowledging and owning what these are. It can be something, you know, some people do have traumas that really determine that they don't love themselves, they don't feel comfortable, And therefore, it's hard to sell someone else something if you don't feel good about who you are or the value that you're bringing to the table. So I really, really want you to understand, getting rid of those limiting beliefs and old stories, transforming them, overriding them is really an important piece. And I see Elizabeth say, "Oh, you are in network marketing," and heart to heart is what it's about with your network marketing, and projecting that excitement about what you're presenting to your prospects is 100% important to you. So this piece on knowing what those limiting beliefs are and old stories. So for example, I had a client that had an experience as a young child and asked her father for an allowance. I'm telling you, so much of this is not traumatic, although it can be, and I've helped my clients with those too when they have a really difficult childhood. But it could be this simple. She was a coach, and she was trying to grow her practice, and she never felt comfortable asking for the sale. So it turns out she had created this belief, this perspective as a child, that asking for money is wrong, because when she went to her father, she was very young, and asked for an allowance. He told her no, she should never ask for money, that he would provide her with whatever she needed. So as a child, you form these. That's how easy it is, and how quickly we form these incorrect perspectives, these incorrect ideas and thoughts, and we are running from them our entire life unless we acknowledge them, bring them to the surface, and create a strategy to transform them. And neuroscience today tells us that 90 to 95% of the time we are operating from our subconscious mind. Think about that, folks. We think we are in charge. We're not. So we need to make friends with our subconscious programming and reprogram it so that it is helping us accomplish the goals that we want. And right now, it's becoming an awesome salesperson. This person that you can connect with all of your prospects and tell them your story and help them, find is there alignment between what they desire and what you have. So you're raising your vibration up, and what you do when that happens is it makes it easier and easier to find your ideal prospects. It also makes it easier when you're in these conversations to connect one-on-one with these people, to connect at the heart level, not at the head level, and even not necessarily at the gut level, but just really connect to them heart to heart. And so that is just such an important pillar, and I recommend to my clients, I do this, I work almost every single day on my mindset. I just finished up a program with one of my really big name mentors. It was a 90-day program. He had us every single morning. He gave us a teaching around mindset, the universal laws, manifestations, and how to create more of what we want in our lives. So we need to constantly work on it. As we up-level ourselves in our business, we need to up-level our mindsets, continue to grow and advance and become more powerful as a manifester. So find a strategy, a program, guided meditations. I've got a lot of things actually on my table I am really putting together for you folks. And I'm going to launch a 30-day program in August. But watch, you might want to go to my website, get on my newsletter list, because I will be putting out some really unique programs. And I have a few, I do personal guided meditations for my clients to help them work on their specific limiting belief and create a new belief around it. But I've got some really exciting stuff coming on, so watch for what I've got coming up. And I will going to make a right now offer to you at the end of this class to really help you jumpstart and really own those questions that will help you close the sale. That's what it's important about. All right, because you can't help anyone till you close that sale. So that's number one. It's your mindset. It's the vibe. And my coaching programs always have two components. They have the vibe, the energy, the manifestation, the mindset, whatever you want to call it. We are really raising you up so you will attract and close your ideal client. And then it's the hard skills. Like I said, you probably weren't born a salesperson. If you were, you wouldn't be on my call, let me tell you. I had to work really hard at this piece, but because of all the work I've done, I can really, help my clients, like jumpstart, go fast, way faster, do a quantum leap, because it took me years to figure it out. So I want to help you. I want to help you do it fast, and I want you to become really proficient in your sales. So back to the questions. I am going to talk about some specific questions, and if you have a question as I'm going along, I am able to see the chat box today, the comment box. I'm getting better, and I did leave my glasses on. I hate the way they glare, but it's the only way I can see the comment box, guys. Sorry about that. This silver-haired lady needs her read glasses. So now we're going to talk about some specific pieces of your skills. I do have a 6-part template. I'm going to tell you at the end how you can get it, that covers the whole conversation. It talks about how to connect, and then what steps do you need to have these conversations. And as you practice and you get more at ease with it, you'll find you'll skip the steps or move them around, but gives you a really good place to start. But the very core of it is your questions. And that's so important. And that's going to tell you, if you ask the right questions, your client will tell you how to sell them. Honestly, I guarantee that. I don't care what you're selling. You've got to know the right questions. Not just the questions. You've got to really listen very deeply. You've got to listen from your heart, not just from your head. When you really have this down, then you can. Because otherwise, you're always listening and thinking about, what am I going to ask next? Or, what do I need to say next? And so your head is there instead of your heart, centered in your heart, and listening at a deep level to what the answers are that they're giving you, so that then you will have really deep and responsive questions to ask in response to their answers. So we're going to talk about, I am going to pretend today I'm a health coach, and I'll give you a few of the questions that you might ask if you're a health coach. So you've done the initial part, you've done a connection, maybe you've validated that they actually can make a decision, yes or no. At least you know where you're at. So you qualified your prospect, and so now the first question is so important, and that is getting really clear on what it is that they want. So if I'm a health coach, I would say, what is the outcome that you want? What is the result that you want to achieve with health coaching? If you were to tell me some about that, and they might answer, well, I want to lose 20 pounds. And so your next question then would be, and what if you lost 20 pounds, what difference would that make to you? And they'll go, well, I could fit back into my clothes again. Anybody else out there been in that shape? Okay. So, wow. So say your person's name is Ann, and you say, well, Ann, that's a really powerful result that you're wanting. So if you lost that 20 pounds, what difference would that make to you? And if you are, or they've said, okay, well, I'll fit back in my clothes. So then they would say, if you could fit back in your clothes, what difference would that make? And they would say, well, I would feel so much better about myself. Bingo. Your objective is to get to an emotional trigger. People always buy from emotion and then justify it intellectually. So they think they're buying intellectually, but that's not the truth. And the more you can connect on an emotional level to them and what their emotional trigger is, then the faster and more easily you will sell them. So, bingo, you will feel better about yourself. And depending on how much time I have, how open the client is or the prospect is, I might say, wow, if you what would that be like? Tell me what it would be like to feel better about yourself. And I might let them talk about it and really drill down into the feeling of it. And then I would say, well, why do you think you're not getting that now? Why do you think you have not? Always use their specific language anywhere you possibly can. So in this case, I would say, wow, if you were able to, why do you think you don't feel better about yourself right now? And why do you think you haven't been able to lose the 20 pounds so you could fit into your old clothes and feel better about yourself? So then she's going to start telling me what she thinks she needs to make that transformation in her life. Okay? Listen carefully, use their words. I always have a notebook or something. I don't take extensive notes because I don't want to take my attention off my prospect for that long, but I do want you to, if they're using specific words or phrases, if they use them more than once, I jot that down. And you'll hear me talk about that a lot. It's really, really important. So then she's going to say, hey, I just don't know what to do. I've tried this diet and that diet and nothing seems to work, and I don't know how to stay on my diet with my family. I have to fix food for them. They won't join me on it. And she's giving you all of this information. Those are so important because when you get to the place where you are presenting your solution, that's what you use to do it. So make sure you listen and you write it down, and always look and listen for the emotional triggers. So and then I'll ask them, wow, it sounds like you've had a lot of frustration. You've tried a lot of different things around diets and trying to lose your 20 pounds, and now you don't feel good about yourself because of it. And this includes not having the support of your family when you diet. But, tell me just really quickly, what do you think you really need to be able to stay on track, to lose that 20 pounds, fit into your old clothes so that you feel so much better about yourself? So you see how important this is. It's not generic. It's very one-on-one. It has to fit your business and your client. Because she will say, if you can get them to answer that question, whatever comes out of her mouth, if it's what you provide, is how you sell them. Think about that. So she's telling you, what do you think you need to reach your goal, to reach the outcome that you desire? And when she tells you that, if it's in alignment with what you offer, bingo, when you make your offer, you present the solution, you use her words, you get her agreement. Wow, you were telling me that you just really, number one is you need to be able to figure out a program that will also allow you to have the support of your family. So you're not like fixing 2 meals at every meal. That gets to be pretty burdensome. Is that what you're feeling? And then you told me that you don't have a lot of time to cook fancy or extra stuff, so it needs to be simple, easy, and something that you can do, that you can keep track of, that you can stay on top of, and that you can stick to. Is that what you're feeling? And then it sounds like what you really, really want more than anything is a support system that, maybe would hold your hand and really encourage you. So, guys, there you go. That's how you create awesome, powerful questions that close a sale. Then the next part, of course, is to transition, to use that, really create your solution in their language, and ask them to agree. Agree. This is what you said. This is what you feel. And when you don't get this, this is how you're feeling now. So if we could solve that problem, what do you think it would feel like to you? You know, if we did this thing, we provided you with family support and easy to do meals and you know, an awesome coach or group, a connection that was there to support you. So, all right, not natural at selling. Hey, Tina, no, most of us aren't natural at selling. You know, I'm right there with you. But it's worth it to learn it. And actually, after you practice and you get the skills and you know how to do it, then it does become natural because you're truly creating heart-to-heart conversations with your prospects. And you're truly looking for alignment. You're not selling anything. You're just saying, hey, if I can help you by doing what I'm here on this earth to do, to serve you, and solve your problem, then I can't wait to show you how. That's all you're doing, guys. Does that make sense? Does that make it any easier? So you've worked twofold. You've worked on your vibration. You've got your vibration up. You're constantly working on, you know, on your whole mindset, becoming a manifester, clearing the old stories, limiting beliefs out of your subconscious mind. So, and then you gain the skills. You learn what to say and how to say it, how to connect heart to heart with your ideal prospect so that you really, really look forward to having conversations with your ideal prospects and your clients. Never hurts to check back in with old clients so that and upsell them too. So I hope that this was really beneficial to you today. And tell me, where are you with your questions? What would it be like for you to have me sit with you for an hour and create your questions for you, your prospect, and your business? Maybe even practice them a little bit. I actually have an offer for you today of doing that. So stop and think. How most of us are out here struggling along on our own. Maybe I have coaches. I have a couple of different coaches, but not too many coaches have the ability to help you with your sales the way I do. 30 years, guys, out in the street, pounding the pavement. But I created my own system because I wasn't pushy. I wasn't outgoing. I wasn't a natural salesperson. For God's sakes, I flunked my test. They said, you'll never be a top salesperson. You don't have what it takes. But I showed them. I didn't become pushy. I didn't become loud. I learned how to create these heart-to-heart conversations then really connect with my prospects. So I want to help you a little bit more than what I can hear. I want some personal one-on-one. I feel that's the most powerful way to do it. So I'm going to offer this. I've offered it once or twice before on here, and absolutely it's going away at the end of this month. May never come back. It is a $47 1-hour call with me, and we will just, you know, drill in on your questions. We'll create your personalized questions for your business and your client. You have my word. This isn't a sales call. I'm not going to spend an hour selling you. I may make an offer at the end, 5 minutes, like I do on this. You'll have an hour of my time, one-to-one, and we will drill in and create those questions for you. I've had just amazing results. I've done quite a few of these over the last couple weeks, and the people are just ecstatic. They keep promising me testimonials, but if any of you know how difficult that can be. All right, so there's a link if you want to schedule the appointment in here. You can go to pattytolar.com if you want to join my community and make sure you get my emails. And I will welcome you to, I hope you'll take this offer up. It is an incredible offer. I charge way more, 10 times at what this is, but I wanted to offer it to these women in the community to help them out. So schedule your call. You'll see a link. If you have any problem, you can DM me. You can email me, Patty, at pattytolar.com. you can go to my website and send me a message from there too. All right, ladies, thanks for being on, and have an awesome afternoon, and go out there and sell something.